say, how are you blaming the parent who stayed?
I hate that. Talk
because
about
you
that.
were here.
Man, please talk about that. Like, because I know what I say about it, but I would love to hear about the parent that stayed theory, because I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I would love for you to break that down.
It positions them above reproach. But here is where you have to accept accountability at. Social learning theory. The child learns from the mother. The mother is the first teacher of the child. And that means emotional regulation too. So if you grew up with a mother who was wild, out the way, acting crazy, she still brutalized you, though she was the parent who stayed. And this justification sounds a lot like a kidnapper who says, well, at least I fed you and I kept you alive. I was in captivity. No, you're overlooking. Why are you focused on the small shit? No. This child has been raised in captivity because a lot of us have been held. We've been passed down our generational trauma, which is why the name of my book is called Mothered by Survival, unpacking the legacy of generationally immature mothers. Social learning theory says if your grandma couldn't cook and she taught your mom to cook, now your mama can't cook and she taught you, chances are you can't cook. So yes, you were the parent that stayed. So does that mean that you don't hold any accountability for the recipes you passed down? Yes, you were the parent who stayed, but that does not mean that you got licensed to abuse your children. Yes, you were the parent who stayed, and I'm sorry that you didn't have more help, but it does not remove accountability, because that child has the right to say, my childhood and my upbringing was abysmal. You did a terrible job. I'm still healing from much of what you did to me today. And if Black women were honest with themselves, all of this hyper independence, I got to do it myself, that is classic older daughter parentified behaviors. If a woman feels like she can't listen to a man and she can't relax, and I'm not going to let no man come in and say nothing to me because I can do it on my own. That was a woman who was once a daughter who nobody helped. She had to do it on her own. She had to babysit her younger siblings and understand, because mama was the parent who stayed and she did her best, but her best was not good enough. I ask in my book, what happens when mom's best broke us? What happened when your best really broke me? That was all I had. Ooh. But it broke me anyway. So who's supposed to be held accountable for that? Should I be going talking to him and saying, hey, Dad, you left me with this wild motherfucker. I see why you left her. You know how she was cutting up your clothes? She was tearing the stuff out of my dressers too. Emotionally violent women who don't want to be held accountable. That's what you are. That's what you sound like when you pull out, well, I was the parent that stayed and y'all always hold us to a higher degree. No, we didn't hold you to a higher degree, but we're judging you based on the job you did, and it was piss poor awful. If you went to school and you slept through all of your classes, would you still want credit just because you were there? Or would you be expecting somebody to look at your track record and say, hey, she ain't do no damn work. She was here, but she didn't do shit. So do we still give you the cap and gown, Mom? Do we still give you the Hallmark card, Mom? Ooh. Because I can assure you that when that child went and bought that Hallmark card, she had to swallow so much hate, pain, frustration, and agitation for your ass to even pick that card up, to write her name on it, knowing that the words printed on the inside are a lie. Who does she speak with? Is there a higher up that she should speak with? Who? Who does the young boy speak to about the fact that he now feels responsible for his mother? Now he married and his mama and his wife on the same level because he never really learned how to separate the two. Emotional incest made her son husband. Emotional incest made your daughter your counselor, your therapist, your everything. Who is she supposed to go to complain about this? Or should she say nothing because you feel like you got a raw deal? There are 5 days a month when we can get pregnant. 5. If you're lucky, because not a lot of women function like that. You got 5 days a month. And I coach my women like this raw. When you're ovulating, if you're not married, stay in the fucking house. Especially if you don't want to hold accountability for anything. Put that little coochie on ice. Know that you're going to be like a wild unchained primate for 48 hours. Hold responsibility for that. Don't make any people if you don't want to be held accountable. It is what it is. This is a hill I can stay on forever. I know I done probably pissed some people off. It's fine.
No, you in the right place. Hang on, get your round of. All right, folks. Appreciate you sticking with me to the end. This has been another episode of Beyond the Algorithm. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Go get the book. And most importantly, I will see you beyond the algorithm, because that's where life actually happens.